guys, it's Una. I just wanted to run through a problem-solving example to help you along with some of the questions that I've sent you for the last couple of weeks. Okay, so this deals with the Tato Park trip. You have decided after surveying the family that you're going to Tato Park for a family day out. I know the question asks you to survey your class, but unfortunately we can't do that at the moment. So how are you going to plan your trip? These are some questions that you might want to think about. So, times. What day do you want to go? Let's say it's a Saturday this month. Okay, so we're in May now. So a Saturday in May we're thinking about. What time does Tato Park open and close on Saturdays? Maybe you'd like to go early to avoid the crowds, so you need to get there as soon as they open. In that case, how long does it take to get to Tato Park from your house? So you'll need to know that if you want to be there for the opening time, you'll need to know how long it takes to get from your house to Tato Park. What time will you need to leave to be there at the opening time? Okay, so what time are you going to leave your house? And maybe what time would you like to be home at? What time do you need to leave Tato Park to get home for a certain time? Okay. Costs, always important. How much are the tickets? Okay. Is it cheaper to buy tickets online? Will you bring a picnic or buy food there? How much money will you need? Would you like to buy something in the gift shop? So they're all money questions that you might want to think about. Now you can find out a lot of this information by going to the Tato Park website. Okay. To answer, whoops, sorry, I'll go back up a little there. To answer the questions about times that we have listed above, let's go to the Tato Park website, and it's here. I'll send you on this Word document, but we'll go into the site now. Okay, and I have it open here. Here we go. Now, as we know, everything's closed, but we're just going to pretend it's not for today. So what I want you to do is go into the Visitor Info tab here, okay? And that'll be on the home page of the website when you go in, and go into opening times. Okay. And that has opened up there, opening times 2020. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit so we can see our times. Okay, let's go back to our Word document just to check what we want to do. Okay, so we found the Visitor Info tab and we hovered over it, and we saw a tab for opening times and we clicked on it. So we've done that. Now, okay, so our first question, I've highlighted our questions in blue. Okay, what time does the park open at on Saturdays in May and June? Let's go back. Okay, so here we have May and June, and the park opens every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, so now you know what time it opens. Let's go back. What time does it close at? Well, we just saw there, it closes at 6 p.m. Okay, so opens at 10 a.m., closes at 6 p.m. So you'll want to take note of those types of pieces of information. Now I'll go through all of the answers down below, so don't worry about it at the moment. But if you were doing this on your own with no document to guide you, you would write down your times at this stage, okay? You take a note of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Now, if you want to get there as soon as it opens, you'll need to know how long it takes to get from your house to Tato Park. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate this bit, but you could use Google Maps or something like that to give you an idea of the time, okay? I've used Monster Voice just as an example of an address. So the example below is what Google Maps, I should say, shows for a trip from Monster Voice to Tato Park. Now, I know it's a little bit small, but hopefully you can see it. You can see that it takes somewhere between 26 minutes if you go this route and 28 minutes if you go that route. So you need to give yourself about half an hour to get there. If you want to be there for 10 a.m., which is we now know is the opening time, you'll need to leave home at 9:30 a.m. at the latest. If you think there might be delays, you might want to leave earlier, okay? And just to let you know, this also gives the distances here. So we can see this one, 33.6 kilometers, and this one here is 31.1 kilometers. So if you know how many kilometers you get for your tank of petrol or diesel in your car, you can figure out how much it will cost you in fuel to get there. Okay, and there is a separate video on that I'll send on if anybody wants it. Okay, moving along. Okay, so to find out about costs, we need to go back to our Tato Park website, which we will in a minute. And again, under Visitor Info, you'll find a tab called Ticket Prices. So we want to click on that, okay? So we want to look for a couple of things. Can you see where it tells you about peak or off-peak times? Because you'll see the prices are based on peak or off-peak times. And can you see which tickets are cheaper to buy online than at the gate? Okay, so let's go back to our Tayto Park website, and we're going to go back up to visitor info. And instead of going to opening times, we're going to go to ticket prices this time. Okay, and here we go. It's open there. So here are ticket prices, and it gives the prices for 2020. Hope you can see this. The color isn't great. Okay, so it tells you that for a typical entry price in off-peak times, gate price is $15.50 and online off-peak price is $15.50. So there's no difference there. And likewise for peak times, gate price and online price are both 18 euros for entry. Okay, so off-peak or peak, when are we going? So let's see, does it tell us? We are going in May. So it tells you here that peak is July and August. Off-peak is March 28th to June 30th, and then September to December. So we are going in off-peak time. So we want to look at the off-peak prices, okay? So we don't care about these ones here, gate price for peak and online peak. We want to look at this one, gate price off-peak, online off-peak. Okay, so now let's have a look at our different types of tickets. We have entry, we've entry and unlimited attractions, which I think is what a lot of people go for. Special needs, senior, and carers, okay? You'll notice that the only ones that change between gate price and online price are the entry and unlimited attractions, okay? Special needs don't change, seniors don't change, carers don't change. And they're actually the same across the board for peak and off-peak prices. So here we can see, let me just go back to the heading so you can see your gate price off-peak, and off-peak is what we want, for an entry and unlimited attractions is €31.50. Your online price for the same thing is €28.50. Okay, so €31.50 minus €28.50. If you find the difference between two prices is always subtraction. So if you take €28.50 away from €31.50, you'll see there's €3 in the difference. So that's significant enough. Okay. So we've done that. Okay, can you see where it tells you about peak and off-peak times? Yes, we looked at that. And can you see which tickets are cheaper to buy online than at the gate? So we've done that. Going back to the visitor info, click on the Dine, Shop and Refresh tab. That will tell us about the restaurants and snacks that we can get at Tayto Park. Okay, so we're going to click here to see if we can get an idea of meal prices. So 2 questions I've asked here. Can you see which restaurants give a sample menu and prices? And how much would you pay for a meal in the Lodge restaurant? Okay, so back we go to our Tayto Park website and over to visitor info again, which is here. And I've gone up, down too far. Okay, Dine, Shop and Refresh is what we want this time. Okay. Here we go. And it brings up various restaurants. Great dining and shopping options. Okay, so I didn't realize there were this many places in Tayto Park, but there are. Okay, so if we go into the pizza place, for example, just click on that. Here we are. Okay, it will tell you pizza place, sit back and relax lakeside and enjoy freshly prepared pizza. Blah, blah, blah. Tells you the location, the seating, and is it seasonal or not, and the status, but doesn't give you any prices, I don't think. Sorry, little break in continuity there. So no prices there for your pizza place. Okay, so we're going to go back and you can either go into visitor info again, or you can just hit back on your browser, and we're going to go into the Lodge restaurant this time. Okay, so let's go in here and see what this tells us. And we're into the Lodge restaurant. Okay, this one has a little bit more information. So it gives you seating status. You might want to take note of the indoor and outdoor seating, depending on where you're eating and what the weather is like, because there's not a lot of shelter in Tayto Park. Okay, this gives us a sample menu here that you can see. Okay, and you can see main courses are from €10.50. Okay, so if you plan on having your dinner there, you want to have at least €10.50 on you to pay for that. Okay. You can also get kids' meals, hot food finishes at 4:30 p.m., tea, coffee, sandwiches available until 6 p.m., and so on. Okay. So does that answer our question? Okay. Can you see which restaurants give a sample menu and prices? Well, we know that the Lodge does, and then it asks you how much would you pay for a meal in the Lodge restaurant? And we saw that that was at least €10.50 because that's what you'll pay for a main course. Okay. Now, so you've got quite a lot of information there. So ask yourself, have you answered all of the questions that you came up with at the beginning? Okay, I think we have, but here are all the questions that we had, and I've put some answers in red. So let's run through them. Okay, I'll move down a little bit here. Okay, times. What time do you want to go? So we said it was a Saturday in May, so let's say next Saturday. Okay, what time does Tato Park open and close on Saturdays? We saw that it opens at 10 a.m. and closes at 6 p.m. in May and June. Okay. And we also mentioned that you might like to go early to avoid the crowds. So you need to know what time to leave the house to get there for 10 a.m. So how long does it take to get to Tato Park from your house? You can use Google Maps to find that out. You can do that on a laptop or on a phone, or you just might know from previous visits about how long it takes you to get there. What time will you need to leave to be there at the opening time? So if you need 30 minutes to get there, you'll need to leave at 9:30 a.m. or before to get there for 10 a.m. So take half an hour away from your time that you want to arrive at. What time would you like to be home at? What time do you need to leave Tato Park? So if you want to be home by 6 p.m. and you know you need about 30 minutes to get home, you'll need to leave the park by 30 minutes before 6 p.m., which is 5:30 at the latest. Remember to take cues at the exit into account. You may need to leave earlier. I know that from bitter experience. Okay, costs. How much are the tickets? Is it cheaper to buy tickets online? So we saw that entry and unlimited attractions tickets are cheaper online. The off-peak prices are $28.50 online versus $31.50 at the gate. And like we said, we take the $28.50 away from the $31.50 to see the difference in price. That's €3 cheaper. And you multiply that by the number of people in your group to see how much you'll save by buying your tickets online. Calculate the cost of online off-peak tickets for 4 people. Okay. So that's your exercise. Will you bring a picnic or buy food there? So we saw at the Lodge restaurant, a main course will cost you €10.50. You might pay $2.50 for a coffee or a soft drink at one of the kiosks. How much money will you need? Okay, so briefly as a sum up, add up the following items to see how much your day will cost. Cost of your ticket, cost of a main course at the Lodge restaurant, cost of a Coke, cost of an ice cream maybe, okay? So the answer when I calculated is $44.50. So you try that yourself. Now you've got 4 people in your group. So multiply your answer by 4 to see how much it will cost for 4 people. So you want to multiply $44.50 by 4. The answer is €178. Again, try this yourself. And lastly, if you want to buy something in the gift shop, well, that will very much depend on if you have any money left. Okay, I hope that helps. I'll send you on the video and this document so you can work through it. Thanks a lot. Talk soon. Bye-bye.